Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Shame is the soul-eating emotion. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, is the tortured who turn into torturers. Midlife is the time to let go of an over-dominant ego and to contemplate the deeper significance of human existence. Whatever is rejected from the self appears in the world as an event. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning in the darkness of mere being. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. How can I be substantial if I do not cast a shadow? I must have a dark side also, if I am able to be whole. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. There's no coming to consciousness without pain. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Mistakes are, after all, the foundations of truth. And if a man does not know what a thing is, it is at least an increase in knowledge if he knows what it is not. Children are educated by what the grown-up is and not by his talk. Man cannot stand a meaningless life. Where your fear is, there is your task. Man needs difficulties, They are necessary for health. Don't hold on to someone who's leaving. Otherwise, you won't meet the one who's coming. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits. The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, treat her like a guest, and listen to what she has to say. Knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. A man who has not passed through the infernal of his passions has never overcome them. If there is anything that we wish to change in the child, we should first examine it and see whether it is not something that could better be changed in ourselves. The man who promises everything is sure to fulfill nothing, and everyone who promises too much is in danger of using evil means in order to carry out his promises and is already on the road to perdition. It is fact that cannot be denied. The wickedness of others becomes our own wickedness because it kindles something evil in our own hearts. We deem those happy who, from the experience of life, have learnt to bear its ills without being overcome by them. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking.